Good morning, everyone. I am the Kitchen Witch, and I am here with the Morning Metaphysical Report for the week of July 6th through July 12th, 2020. Today, we're going to be talking about some astrology. We're going to be doing a reading with Lysander. We're going to be doing a joyfulness segment, and I've cooked up a little something in the kitchen for all of you. So, I hope you guys enjoy the new and improved Morning Metaphysical Report. So first, we're going to start our day by going over to Lysander with the astrology for the week. Lysander.
Hello everyone, and welcome to the astrology for the week ahead, July 6th to the 12th. So during this week, the moon is going to be taking us on an emotional journey through which it encourages us to reflect inward about a multitude of things. At the beginning of the week, it starts with reflecting on our integrity in ways that we're not in alignment with what our sense of right is. And then it moves into opening our minds to doing things in a new way. And then it kind of dives us right into our emotions and subconscious self. And meanwhile, the moon is aspecting many planets to emphasize different points of our internal world. And then finally, the moon ends in a place of spurring us to action and giving us ample energy to follow through on all those realizations that we have hopefully had if we haven't been resisting that knowledge. The sun this week is highlighting our emotions and where our heart is and our home life and our personal sort of habits and beliefs. And it aspects other planets throughout the week to bring more attention to that, to highlight and clarify our emotions in different ways. And then we have Mercury, which is finishing its retrograde, and it aspects several things to really push hard on reflecting on our relationships and on who has a place in our life, who it is that needs to be let go of. And when it goes direct again on the 12th, then we will be able to move forward in our circle of chosen friends and family. The other planets move throughout this week, aspecting these other three to bring up issues of responsibility, our issues in relationships, and in kind of encouraging this deep transformation. July has a very powerful energy, and so I really encourage you to lean into this. July is a time, and this week ahead is a time in which anything we've been ignoring, the choices we've made throughout this year are coming to fruition in a lot of ways. For some of us, it may be positive or negative, but either way, it is an opportunity for growth. So I strongly encourage you to lean into this greater awareness of self and who the other people in your life really are to you, instead of continuing to exist within your own illusions. That's emphasized this week as well. That concludes the week's astrology, and I'll see you all again soon.
Well, thank you so much, Lysander, for giving us that report for the week ahead. Next, we're going to go ahead and join up with me while I cook something in the kitchen. I believe today's topic is coffee, because who doesn't love a good cup of coffee?
Hello everyone, and good morning. I am the Kitchen Witch, and I am here to bring you a tip of the week to help better your life every single day. Today's topic is one of my favorites. It is coffee. Standing here with next to my cute little coffee stand, and I'm going to tell you a little bit about what makes coffee so magical. Did you know that the coffee bean is actually a masculine force? So it has a way of putting a lot of extra power, a little firmness in your step, a little oomph to your day. It's also a fire and earth element. The great thing about fire is that it has a way of boosting our drive and helping us get more accomplished in our day, while the earth element inside of it will actually help ground your root and your sacral chakras and give you a little bit more balance and a little bit more firmness as you go through your day. Some of the great things that you can do with coffee, other than drink it, obviously, is you can use it to remove blockages, boost your energy, get rid of hexes. You can do that by using it in a scrub, in your baths. It's fantastic for removing curses and dispelling ghosts. I use it in floor washes or sprinkle a little bit on my windowsills and doorways to help seal it off from unwanted spirits or remove them from places. It is, of course, an excellent energy booster, not just because of the caffeine, but because of where that coffee comes from and those elemental properties within it. I recommend putting a little bit of cinnamon in your coffee if you really want to put a little pep in your step, because the properties of cinnamon and the properties of coffee are very harmonious. And what you end up doing is kind of doubling your firepower for the day, and it makes it extra magical. Let's see, you can also use it to speed up your spells and to put a little extra strength into your spells. If you're doing a road opener or prosperity spell, if you're doing a home blessing or protection spell, adding just a little bit of coffee to that can actually get it to move a little faster and last a little longer, which everybody needs. So I'm going to do a little coffee spell with you right now that you can go ahead and integrate into your practice every single day to just give you a little bit more magic. So I've got my cup of coffee right here. It's got its cream and sugar and everything all in it. And we're going to go ahead and we're going to do a blessing. There it is, coffee. So it doesn't matter whether or not you put a pentacle over it, you can cross it, whatever your spiritual practice might be. I like to encircle the cup no matter what, making sure that I'm using the intention of blessing everything within. Once I've encircled the cup, I've put my symbol, whatever it is you prefer to do to start your spell work. I like to put a little bit of intention into it. Take a deep breath. Make sure you're nice and grounded, that your mind is clear and in a good place. You don't want to put any of that chaotic energy into your cup of coffee. It defeats the purpose. I bless this brew with the power to help get me through my day, to put a little pep in my step, a little soul in my stride. Help me feel more awake, more alert, and more attentive to everything in my day. Fill me with the confidence and the power to stand up to any obstacle. And of course, fill me with happiness and joy with every sip. And so it is. Make sure that you finish that off with a second encircling and just taking a deep breath and really releasing that. Before I drink my first sip, I always like to breathe that in. Really let the aromatherapy of that cup of coffee sink into your brain. Let it relax you. There is nothing more relaxing than a fresh cup of coffee. That is the tip of the week, everybody. Enjoy that cup of coffee every morning. And remember, everything you can do in life, whether it's taking a breath, taking a step, or taking a shower, is an opportunity to put more magic in your day. I'm the Kitchen Witch. I look forward to seeing you all later.
Well, I hope that you all found that very helpful. I'm looking forward to doing a lot more kitchen witchcraft with all of you. Each week we will highlight a different ingredient. Next week's ingredient is going to be basil, which I'm actually super looking forward to. So, what next? Well, earlier this past weekend, Lysander and I went down to our local park and we did a couple of readings for all of you, getting you ready for your week ahead and giving you some joyfulness and positivity to shine a little light on your everyday. So let's go to that. Here is the reading with Lysander for the week.
Hello, welcome to the rune reading for the week. I have 2 runes for us this week. The first is Laguz,
and this is sort of the opportunity or positive influence. There is a lot of movement in our lives right now, and it's emphasizing that it's important to go with the flow. And this has more of an internal bent. This is a time to be introspective and to focus on cleansing, allowing things to pass through us and to ease into the changes happening at this time. The second one is Indus, and this is the obstacle or challenge of the week. It is also positive, but we're going to experience it more in a challenging way. And this really points to this deep transformation, needing to free oneself from relationships, situations, and parts of yourself that are holding you back, and that it's time to leave these things behind because they're kind of part of who we used to be. And obviously, most of us don't like to let go or to change, so even though it is a good thing, so to speak, we may resist, and it may be very difficult to go through it, but this reading encourages you to do just that, especially with the influence of Lagus. So they really go together nicely. It's really important. How much difficulty we experience at this time is really up to us, and how much we resist and cling to an us that doesn't really exist anymore. That concludes the rune reading for this week.
Well, I hope that that's helpful to all of you. I know that I personally have been going through so many transformations over the last few days, and it's really been highlighted by the moon energy that we had this past Sunday with our, along with our 4th of July. I know Lysander and I did a releasing and manifesting ritual that evening. I also can feel that upheaval and that emotional shift in myself. So I really hope that the runes are able to help you and that you take that advice. But remember, self-care is very important. So I'm going to turn us over to our joyfulness segment to give you some ideas on how you can take care of yourself and your spiritual well-being in the week ahead.
Hello again, everyone. I am the Kitchen Witch, and I'm bringing you a joyfulness segment. That's right, a segment focused purely on joyfulness. This week, we are going to actually focus on a color correspondence, and that color is the color blue. That's why I'm wearing so much blue. The great thing about the color blue is that science has proven to us that when we look at the color blue, our brains actually produce more endorphins. This helps us become more calm and more tranquil, and it helps us deal with stress better. But if there is too much blue in your home, or you're exposed to blue too much, it can actually lower you from a place of calm to a place of depression. So for those of you that might have a little too much blue in your home, it might be time for a little color update. The color yellow actually balances that blue and can add a little extra sunniness to your life. For those of you that don't have any blue in your home, you should get some blue because of the properties of raising those endorphins and calming you, but also for the magical properties, which include healing and wisdom and harmony. I know what I'm talking about. Having blue in your home is a great way to make sure that you're getting a lot of balance and harmony in your life. So, along with that joyful thought and that little bit of direction for your week, we're going to be doing an affirmation. This week's affirmation comes from one of my absolute favorite decks, The Universe Has Your Back by Gabrielle Bernstein. I love this deck. It is my everything. And the card of the week is this card here, which inspired my little talk about the color blue. There is a stream of love supporting my dreams. Can you all see that? There is a stream of love supporting my dreams. The great thing about this affirmation is whether you're doing it first thing in the morning or right before bed or every time you feel a little bit of doubt in yourself, repeating this affirmation is going to be a great way to boost your mood and remind you that the universe does in fact have your back. So here it is one more time. Be sure to write that down so you can use it all week long. There is a stream of love supporting my dreams. That's the joyfulness for the week. I'm the Kitchen Witch, and I'll see you all later.
Well, I hope you all find that very helpful. I know I personally am not a big fan of the color blue, but when I get the opportunity to use it, I do. Like with my mala set here and of course the way I'm dressed today. There's nothing wrong with getting a little extra boost to the brain, giving you that little bit of a rush to the endorphins. So before we close this out, I want to turn our attention to world holidays. This is a new thing that I want to talk about each and every week. And this week in world holidays, we have 3 holidays that I'm going to highlight. If for some reason your holiday is this week and I don't mention it, please feel free to send me a message. I would love to add it to my calendar for next time. So we're going to start with July 5th. Technically not part of our week, but I would like to highlight it anyways. On July 5th, we celebrated Wasana, which is a Buddhist holiday, and it celebrates the first teaching of Buddha. It is also the beginning of the Rains Retreat, which is a 3-month period that monks go through where they retreat and reach a higher level of meditation. Very exciting. The second is going to be on July 7th. It is a Shinto holiday, Tanabata Matsuri, which is one I personally celebrate. And Tanabata is celebrating the 2 lovers. They are the stars Altair and Vega, and they are separated by the Milky Way. And the story is that Tengu and his lover were separated by the Milky Way. And one day a year on Tanabata, they are able to cross the Milky Way to be together. It's celebrated traditionally by writing out wishes and tying them to a bamboo branch, usually kept in someone's backyard or your own backyard. So, fantastic holiday as well. Lastly, on July 9th, the religion of Baha'i celebrates a more somber event, the martyrdom of the Bab. And the Bab was one of the 3 prophets that started the religion of Baha'i. And he and one of his disciples were martyred, were executed by the Persian religion at the time. And it's celebrated by devotees of Baha'i going to their resting place and praying at their gravesite. It is perceived as a day of rest, and most people that celebrate the tradition and the practice don't work or take on any activities that day. It's a beautiful, beautiful religion and a beautiful, beautiful way to commemorate one of its founders. So that's what's happening in the week ahead in world holidays. So once again, this has been the Morning Metaphysical Report. I am the Kitchen Witch, and I hope you all have a beautiful and blessed week. Have a good one, and namaste.